Hi, I'm Brenda Power, Medicine Woman, and I am glad you're here with me. So I'm just checking to see if I got everything up and running. I decided to be lazy and just wear my glasses. I figured it's not a big deal. Hello, Amy. Hello, Beck. Juliana. Some new names, LaRonda. Oh, wonderful. So I figured, oh, Dawn's here, good. I figured we're going to let Spirit pick the topic. And the important part, hi, Lenore, the important part of letting Spirit pick the topic is, how do I put it? For me to do the show, Spirit always picks the topic, but how does Spirit pick the topic? Now, generally, it will be just an idea that comes in. It'll be something that's rehearsed with me all day long or something, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I got it. And then there are times it's like, oh my God, I don't know what to talk about. So this is for you people that do the live shows and do little things to get out there and help people to grow. So I always say, okay, what do you want me to talk about? And so Spirit is saying, just pick a deck. All right, I'm going to trust picking a deck. Yes. It says here, a time to make amends, atone, and a balance. Okay, give me a second to download. If you're unclear about what any of that is, you can read it or you can look, but sometimes it is letting it tap into your file system. For in this case, they want to teach you. They want to teach you that if you don't know what it is, tap into your file system. What does it mean to be balanced? Okay, there's several different things we can do with that. Atonement, okay? And what does that mean? And the time, take time to amends. He says, it is, I say, time to be softer, to say sorry, to acknowledge unfortunate words and harsh behavior and apologies, and then forgive yourself. Something sad has happened. The landscape around you is bereft and empty. It is sad, and you feel lonely, and somehow like the world is a void. What's interesting, it's talking about emotions. It's talking about the environment. It's talking. See, I didn't even put makeup on. I'm coming to you as vulnerable and raw, apparently, as Spirit says to be. But I'm not going to apologize for that. I could make excuses. I could listen to my ego. Or I could just understand that sometimes I can switch the mood and put makeup on. I could do all that. But I don't think so. I think I was supposed to just show up to you. Now, I'm not going to come together and just show up all the time and be nasty ass, and because I don't think that is professional. But there are times when it's okay that you allow yourself to be okay with yourself and your decisions. We don't forgive ourselves. We're constantly saying sorry instead of saying thank you. We're taught to think that we put people out, we hurt somebody in some way. Why? Because most of the time people take offense. Where do these programs come from? They come from when you were little. They come from what you chose as you're my mother, you're my father, you're my culture, you're my religion, you're my country. And everybody that I know seems to have emotions, but hey, it has nothing to do with their health. But nobody really knows how to cope with them. The tough part is being a parent. And you do your best, at least you think you do your best, but you're always going to show up nasty to somebody in their world. You raised your hand at some point in the giving and receiving process that I'm going to be an example or something, or like, for instance, when you're a soul, you're a beam of light, and you're coming in, you're like, okay, I got to work on hardship. Okay, so then all of a sudden I'll pick a mom and dad that that's going to be in a certain country and can't make a certain amount of money and have certain, problems, and so these souls raise their hands. And so then if I don't learn my lesson, then I'm going to end up attracting the same situation in maybe with a husband or with children and still go through that same paradigm loop. And sometimes we choose the opposite. We're going to get into this bad situation, but somehow this time we're going to make different choices and different perspectives and move forward. And the remarkable thing that ends up happening is that we end up developing behaviors and attitudes. And what do? We are our reactions. We are our pain. We are those things that we can't resolve. And I'll say that over and over until you guys get that you are an emotional being. People, I didn't feel like, it's not that I didn't care. I just didn't feel that it was necessary to go over the top. I checked my teeth. No spinach. Okay. Yeah, I may be a little red in the face. But this is who I am. For almost 50 years, I never wore makeup. Never felt the need. There are times that I can look good and knock my socks off myself, But it's in your feeling, You put the wrong color on, you're like, gee, I just feel awful. Doesn't even want to sit right today, But do we have to fall for it? Or can we feel bad and then pick ourselves up? That's a choice. What else? But we don't need to be upset with ourselves. I don't need to apologize to you. Why do we apologize to others? Because our house is a mess. Think about it. There's many different reasons, but the one that I always pick out is that, oh God, I didn't clean. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to expose you to my shit. Or, oh my God, that's wrong. I shouldn't have this house like this. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll have it better next time for you. Like you deserve to give them something. So what is your perspectives? Okay, what are your perspectives? And why? And do we need to apologize? Now, if I hurt someone's feelings, most of the time, most people won't even know they're doing it. These are the programs you don't know that you are doing that you should know and want to change them, to grow from them. So when I have something done and somebody pushes me to do it, and I have just went beyond my limit, okay? It's not like in an hour. It's like 3 days worth of hell. And it's like, hey, I'm done. I've had it. Everybody's bouncing me all over the place. Everybody's giving me, nobody's taking responsibility. And so then terse Brenda comes out. Now, in the past, I'd say, look, I'm going to whine, I'm going to cry, and I'm going to, make cheese and make you feel like shit so that you'll, take care of the situation. But that really wasn't me. But that is an option. I've seen it. I've seen people I've had it and I need to project my shit onto you so that you hurt because I can't take it anymore. Yeah, I've seen that. For me, it's like, okay, it's time for you to step up and take responsibility. You may not see another option, but let me give you a couple and see if you can work with that so we can actually resolve this instead of keep saying no, that there is nothing here. I bumped into people that says, oh, you keep pushing until you get a yes. And it's like, no, I'm not going to push until I get a yes. I'm going to see if I can get the third option and see if we can resolve. My tone changes. I'm more direct. But I've had to been in situations where you only had a split second to think. And I've been in situations more times than I wanted, and sometimes I failed. I didn't like that. I went brain dead. I went, oh, what? No. When my mother died, it was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, yes, you do. I'm not going to go there and think, no, I can't do this. Yes, you do. My landlord, I was taking care of him. He was getting sicker and sicker, and I kept telling him and all this and that, and then I would report it and all this, and yet when the time came, it was like, I was so prepared. Why did I fall apart? And so I decided I'm not going to play that game. So when I'm doing the radio show, or when I had to take my mother one time to the hospital in emergency, and my son, when he got hit with a baseball bat in his eye, and I just look around, I download spirit, and I say, just tell me what to do. And this is not only when you download spirit, but you also go left brain, because you have something to do, but at the same time you have an idea, but you've got to take action, and you cannot sit there and pamper everybody that stops you. Otherwise you'll never get it done. But I'm not going to apologize for that. I can learn that maybe my tone was a little harsh, and I could improve upon it. But then I've also seen people get mad at the fact, oh, don't embarrass me. Don't rock the boat. I'm not going to apologize to you, because this is how I got something done. How's that working for you? It's been a few weeks and you still haven't finished. You put it on my lap. I take it. I get it done. But when they're viewing it, they're afraid that they're going to hurt other people's feelings. And I do consider other people's feelings all the time. But at the same time, it's like there is options besides it doesn't work. It's got to work, because you're responsible for your end. You're responsible for your end. And if you want my money or you want this, then let's work together. Radio show, I've had people come in when the thing stopped. People want my attention. I would say, wait. And I don't even talk to them. I just look, do what I got to do. And I push and what I get done. And they call me rude. I'm sorry, I couldn't show up the way you wanted me or expected me to. And you shaming me and you hurting my feelings is not going to work. So far, I'm telling you that I'm not going to apologize for my actions, because I deliberately choose to show up a certain way. But there are certain times I know, and this last incident, I'm thinking to myself, I've heard this before. There's your clue. Other people have said, you're kind of harsh. But then what I realized is that they were embarrassed that I spoke up. But yet they'll never speak up. I'm not going out of my way to bitch. We're going to get this solved. We're going to get this done. And when I looked, I probably could have. And I can really feel, you take a second and you don't have to take and get defensive and go, oh my God. Okay, you just like, I've heard this before. That sounds like a pattern. But what is it that I can't hear? And maybe it's my tone. Maybe I lose my empathy. Maybe, how do I draw the line in the sand without losing myself? There are times that strange thing will happen, and I will apologize, because I understand that my responsibility is my ability to show up. It's my responsibility to show up the way that I want. And if I'm not intentionally choosing to show up nice, and I'm just being a program, I will apologize. Well, I don't like when I break promises. I believe in commitments, but I don't like breaking promises. And I will fulfill, and I will get her done. And I will intentionally not think it's a bad thing and that I should just, what's going on with my hair? Let it slide. Oh, that's just them. No, you need to show respect to these people, providing that they show respect to you. I'm always looking at the energy of yin and yang, because I know if I'm going to sit there and hurt somebody, that shit's going to come back to me. I don't want to incur karma. I don't want to do that. But when I've hurt people, there's that shame. Oh my God, I can't talk to them. I know I need to apologize, but I'm just going to ignore it. And some people have run away. And then some people would just, what are you talking about? What? That didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. I chose a long time ago not to be a gaslighter or a narcissist. And I think it's important to understand your character, understand your emotions that cause you to react and behave in a certain way. Now, my language is totally different than others to some degree. And some of you may think it sounds weird. But at the same time, I've sat back and I've listened to people's pain. And if I can help, I will. If I feel like right now somebody just came on and they're completely lost, maybe not of what I'm saying, they just completely lost. You have to pay attention that those feelings, not emotions, but I just feel lost. I don't want to get out of bed. Do you know that the most of those are tied to food, lack of water, lack of exercise, and the lack of sleep? Did you know that this temple requires a lot of freaking work? You know, we try to, all right, least effort here. Not going to exercise today. Okay. I'm just going to go and get this prepackaged food so I don't have to spend time to cook. And those are fine. I've been there, done that. But your body pays for it. Did you know it needs water every day? Try not to drink water. See what happens to you there. Your head gets foggy for one. Toxins don't get moved out. And did you know your lymphatic system has no pumps? So that means you actually have to exercise. We never apologize to our body. We never show it love. But it does a lot of things. It holds this, it's our temple. It holds us. It helps us stay in contact with reality. But when I've hurt somebody's feelings, I will go up to them and say, look, I understand my part. I'm not sure how you took it. I can only imagine because I was overthinking it. And majority of you will overthink and overcompensate and correct it. And some of you will build up walls. Maybe it's a way that you get rid of people. Oh, God, I remember when I was a little girl, my mom says, we're moving. And I don't know, I must have learned it in the family because my father had already left. But we're moving. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And somehow the behavior in me came out and started being mean to people. And then I really thought I was leaving that school. Come Monday morning, I'm back at that school. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I was mean to these people. You want to talk about hiding in a hole? Can you mend it? Well, if you're scared, you won't. Because you're like, oh my God, I've fucked it up. That's it. It's done. So it's important to understand that what kind of person are you? You're made of energy. Did you know that overthinking is because your energies are off? And you know, when your thinking becomes stinking, it's usually because you experienced something in the past. Who would think that we experience things in the past? We do. But guess what? If it's less than love and we marked it as, oh my God, or something we can't get over or cope with, guess what we're going to mark it with? You're right. Emotions. Did you know your emotions are markers to something in the past? And you know that you can read them every day instead of just saying, okay, well, I'm angry. No, part of me may be disappointed. We don't go deep enough. But those emotions, those feelings in the body are like, your body, when the emotions get stuck, you can get trapped emotions and they'll hurt and they'll disrupt nutritional value. So when you try to eat something healthy, you're probably better off getting a candy bar because you're not going to get any nutrition anyway because of the disruption of these emotions. These behavior patterns of being, oh, I got to be depressed or I got to be angry, you know, when they set in deep into the tissues, into the bone, and there's no way for you to even stop it, that's insanity to me because it just won't stop. When I came across hope therapy, I mean, I studied meridians, emotions and meridians. Wait, emotions run the meridians? What? And then I started studying energy medicine and energies of the body, and we're electromagnetic beings. Really, what? And when I realized that we create, I studied the brain. I love the brain. And when I found out that we create reality in our frontal lobe, really? And half the time, and we muscle test you, I can test you through, being here. How much blood do you got going to your brain right now? Did you know that 80% of that goes to your fight, flight, freeze? So when you're overthinking and 80% of that blood is, and you're trying to create reality by using just left brain logic, because screw this, you're already disconnected from your right brain, which helps download, source, helps you stay connected to your higher self. But if those energies are already scrambled, and then you got 80% of the blood leaving your forebrain, and then you're in stress mode and you haven't relaxed in days, it's like staying up for, a week and not drinking water. It's, and then you'll sound logical, but what the hell are you on? That's what it feels like. But did you know you can stop all that? She will stop. Wait, what? That's funny. Spirit just said she will stop. Oh, so somebody's asking in there if I'm going to shut up. Yeah, they answered you. Yeah, she'll stop. Yeah, they're not done. They're usually not done talking. It says up above, 30 minutes Spirit likes to speak. But I'm not going to apologize because I can't show up the way you want or you don't understand. But we'll do our best to help you. Okay? But Spirit wants to give you the foundation to help you move in the right direction of where you want to be in your life. I had somebody the other day, they happened to watch a video and they're like, oh, what you said spoke to me. You mean I can choose happiness, but how do I do that? And that's because these emotions block them to thinking that they have to settle for that they can't. Even though they know they can make a different choice, but they can't quite get over that hump. Well, what's causing it? Guess what? It's trapped emotions. So when you're getting angry, be nice to yourself and say, you know what? I had an emotional experience. I'm being angry. And I hurt people. And, and yes, make amends. And the best way to make amends is change your behavior. How do you change your behavior? Change your freaking emotions that are trapped, that keep repeating and make bitch slaps come. When you resolve those emotions, you're resolving an unresolved story, and all of a sudden your behavior changes, and then that's the best apology, not just to everybody, but to yourself, because you no longer have to show up and keep creating that hell. And yes, if you guys want a paid reading, there's the prices up there. And then we do, after the 30 minutes, we do paid readings, and then we go into the 1 minute free reads. I'm breaking down all these videos and putting all the juicy bits, and then I'm breaking down the readings so you can, and define them, typing them out, what spirits, I guess, what do you call it when you're watching a movie and some commentary? Yeah, that's it. And the little bits and this and that. And then I'm supposed to come up with levels of subscriptions. So there's, I don't know, there's platinum, gold, bronze, and silver, or bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And I find it interesting that this is where I'm at, and Spirit wants me to do this. So I'm developing those. I will be gone. Now, if you guys want healings before and readings before September 5th, then get it all in now, because I don't think I'm going to be having access to a telephone or computer or internet. So I will be out of reach until the 20th of September. So, you have up until, I think, the 4th, and then the 5th I'm gone. Oh, good, LaRonda. See, that helps me that people do like these few minutes of letting Spirit speak. What would be your best advice on how to move into the heart space? I feel lost, and I think his is also blocked. Okay, that's a good question. I think this is also blocked, yes. Okay. When you feel it, first of all, you can have heart walls, hidden heart walls. I would find out what emotion it is, roll them out, change it. Okay. Number 2, if you see a pattern if you just spiritually investigating, you're like, oh, God, I feel lost. Keyword. You can use EFT, even though I feel lost. Okay, you need to stare at how you know it. You need to put that on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 being, oh my God, I feel lost. And if you were to look, remember, you're a sensory being, and you'd be amazed. Oh my God, it's in my big toe? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's in the butt crack. We store it in unusual places, and we think it has to do with the heart. But if you understand that the feet have a lot to do with your ability to move, which is your will, and if you're frozen and you can't move, or I've got to put a block up because, man, I don't want any more pain, I've had too much loss, that means you need to heal a lot of loss and grief and abandonment. Placing your hand just like this covers the emotion point for all over the meridians, the liver meridian chemical that helps release chemical peptides. These are the oh my God points. So it gets you out of stress mode, meaning the blood, you're electromagnetic, and the blood will come back up to your forebrain. And then while you're thinking, oh my God, you keep your hand there. That big fat 10 will go all the way down. And you're like, oh. Now, it doesn't really pull it out of the body, but you're trying to help yourself. Or like trying. You're helping yourself by taking action and pulling yourself out of a habit. And it pulls you out because this helps calm the chemical peptides of emotions. And then loss disappears. Confusion disappears. And if you begin to work deeper on different things than grief and that, you can start hearing the whole story, because usually you have one word, and then you start healing. Then one word within the sentence changes. One word within the sentence changes, and it goes from 10 down to 0. And you're like, oh, I can think clearer. If it goes back to a childhood part, you'd heal it the same way. You just talk to the little child inside, and all the clues are there. Everything's there. I've had if you have a fresh broken heart, okay, when my boyfriend died, I didn't have the tools, but by God, I would have loved it. I had the tools when my mother and father-in-law passed. I had the tools when I watched one of my favorite animals die. I had the tools when my child broke my heart. I had the tools when my body was falling apart. And what I learned was that when I stopped overthinking, it was because I had done this. When I developed the hope therapy, it was putting the combination of working with the meridians and the emotions and the physical body of the energy medicine. And hope therapy is working with the pulse points of the meridians. And you can get all 12 of them here. When I did that it came down from a 10 down. It's like, oh, okay. And my thoughts became clearer because the emotions calmed down. When you have, oh my God moments, I mean, out of the blue, you're calmed down, and all of a sudden, and then, God, I hate those. But healing tools can stop those. And then when you feel despondent, you need to heal the despondent, because that just takes you to another avenue. Fresh wounds need to be cried. They need to be processed, but not over talked to death to the point where you take up resident and live there and, oh my God, it becomes your temperament. No, you don't need that. But you need to be kind to yourself. You need to talk. You need to process. But as soon as you can, begin to heal it. Because when people aren't ready to heal it and they're doing this process, they'll immediately want to take their hand down and, oh God, I gotta, because they haven't processed enough to let it go, because they got to hang on to that for whatever reason. But sometimes people say, I can't let it go. And I'll say, okay, let's find out what that is, because it's your safety blanket. You don't want to let this go. So let's heal the reason you've got to hold on to it so tight. It works on all old wounds, childhood traumas. And if you have an old wound that has created a strategy to survive from it, not just that I can't cope from that, but the strategy to survive, then you're going to have to listen to your excuses and your reasonings that you built up around it. And to protect yourself, again, these are all different ways that you coped, but you didn't learn actual coping tools. That's what my job is. This is what I'm here for. I have a whole boatload of free healing tools. And a lot of times you're going to need me to get to those nitty gritties, because I can watch it go out. I can hold the energy space for you. I can help you move them. So I'm terrible with names, so I think it's Rana Louise, whatever. I'm so sorry. She says, I've done so much study, learning, and practice over the years, yet I have a pattern of reaching out for guidance and psychics all the time. It's like I just wasting what I know. It's so weird. Even when you say this stuff, I know it already, but I remain stuck. God, scare the crap out of myself. Well, here's the thing. You haven't reached what the stuck point is. Seriously. If you still are remaining stuck, that means you haven't gotten to the root. And one of the things I help people do is heal the root. And I know I say that funny, but you heal the root, and it's usually tied in with all of your sensory systems. It's something that you can't see. I've still got roots that I can't get to yet because they go back to the mass mothership. You have the top layer and the next layer and the next layer and all these other things, and they're tied to this. But usually it's the big mothership that you need to get to, which is the one that you soul started off on. And it may take you 100 soul lives. Then you're still working on it, and you've done it through the genetic line. You're like, I'm just not getting this, am I? Sometimes we don't want to get it. We got to hang on to it. But because there's all of these little things, and if you haven't shaken some of the paradigms that are out there or waken up to some of the paradigms out there, you're going to stay stuck. Many, many reasons. Oh, Renee. I'm so sorry. Now, so when you look at the different things that are happening out there, I'm going to get into the paid readings now. Hang in there for those that want a free minute read, and you can get a lot out of those minute reads. Oh, and Songbird, Crystal. And, and those that want a paid reading with the healing, if you're open to the healing, then you can call, or I can just do the healing or the reading and healing just like this. Okay. Well, James, we can ask, why are you stuck on Jamie? And a lot of times, and I told you last time that we were on, that Jamie has a signature like the people you grew up with, and you haven't resolved that with those people that you grew up with. And so you're going to constantly see it in the person that's in your space right now. And what is it? Most generally, it's the little boy in you because here's the other thing. If your little self has wrapped its mind around and says this is this and that's that, and you haven't developed past that or developed past a resting development, then you're going to remain stuck. If you're always feeling sorry for somebody, you need to stop being sorry, because you have to understand why you've been sorry. There's so many different things. Okay, so remember, hit like, you get a card. Remember to share in groups and you get another card. And I'm still not seeing Songbird. Where are you? Miss Songbird. Hello. Songbird. Who's Songbird? I forgot what your real name is. Sometimes it just doesn't connect, Anyways, whatever you want to talk about, let me know. Songbird, where are you? Good job. Tammy, you're Songbird, yes? What would you like to talk about? Did you want to call and we do it live, or did you want to do it like this? Remember, it's your money. You tell me what you'd like me to focus on. Okay. I keep forgetting there's such a delay. But anyway, I'll open the timer. I will set the timer and open my book and knock over the timer and that's my medicine bag. It's got a fox and a mink and leather, and I know somebody just in my mind just asked that question, so I thought I better answer it. Any spirit messages, 6 months outlook, please. Okay. So, spirit. Now, remember, I'm based on the fact that I look at patterns. So, when I look out 6 months in ahead, it says that you're going to be doing some damage control. Now, people aren't going to want to hear what I've got to say because I'm watching how people do things. So, why would you do damage control? Because you worry too much. And you, what? You put yourself under pressure. So you're creating undue stress because of worry and that you're under pressure. Turn the timer on. Under pressure is that part that you are saying, I have to be this. I got to do this, and this. And really, you're not the one that said, oh, I wanted to do this for a living. Nope, I was told I had to do this for a living. I got to study this. Nope, I was told to study this. It's not about your passion. It's not about your joy. It's not about any of that. Something's causing you to constantly show up not the way you want. Is this true? Okay. So you are going to feel like you're doing damage control. So if I say I'm being yelled at, so I had to look up. So you were trying, they said the word pleasing. So you're looking for that way to please, and I don't want to say yourself or others, but there's that feeling of pleasing that makes you happy. So it's not really is it about, no, it makes me feel good when I give and I do things, but at the same time, I've lost. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see if we can get this. What they said was that what was the true reason you gave? There was this woman. Ooh, scared the crap out of myself. What do you mean battery's low? Oh my God, what's happening, people? Oh, do not hang up. Don't you dare hang up. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. I gotta stop the timer. What is happening? That is not cool. That is not cool. I hope I don't lose things, people. Really? Emergencies. Damage control. Did I save the day? Was that a good example? That I had to stop what I was doing over and over. It's not just under pressure. It's not the day-to-day living because you were going to say, and then you took it away. When you were little, what age? At 4, you would watch people overcompensate. And at some point, there was a part of you that did it too, and it felt good to give. And what story I was going to tell you was what did you lose? What happens is this. There's this woman that sat there and she got so tired. Oh my God, I got to constantly help. Every time I go to somebody's house, I got to constantly do the dishes for them, or I got to do this, I got to do this. That it got to the point that it was wearing them down. They were under pressure to constantly perform. During the session, I said, let's go back. And they went back and I said, so if you didn't do it, who would be responsible? Oh, they would. And would anybody help them? No. And that's why I helped them. I said, say what? Go back again. What'd you just say? And they realized that they got to this point where enough's enough, but at the same time, it was required over them for the years that was expected of them. But that was the pressure they put on themselves. And when they went back, they realized the reason they did it was because no one was going to help. And that bothered them because they don't believe that this person that was old did not have to should be responsible for all these people. Everybody else needed to get off their ass and help. And she would have it ate herself alive. So she decides she's going to do it. But then everybody expected it. At 4, I had heart surgery. Oh my God, Tammy. All right, let's find out. When you were 4 and you had heart surgery, does that have anything to do with what's repeating itself? Did you grow up with self-centered people? The reason I say that is because as I'm looking, it says that, and so I'm going to ask, why did you have to have open heart surgery? And they said, well, it was something to do with the way that I was put together inside the womb. Was there something in the womb? Yes. Okay. What did your soul want then? Oh. Yes, it was a prenatal conception, which means how many emotions? 1. Which emotion did you pick up? There was a particular outcome somebody wanted, And you couldn't do anything about it because you were just a baby. But the emotion demoralized was trapped. And it affected your body. You have a prenatal conception, okay, of demoralized. Okay, so you get this, right? And just like I said earlier, we can have emotions that get trapped in the body. And the thing that happens the most is that they can affect your physical health. In this case, it's something that you picked up inside the womb. No, we're not going to blame your mother because deep down your soul said, I needed to work on this. And when you look at demoralized as having lost the confidence or hope or feeling disheartened. Have you ever felt that? Now, when I look at that, yes, it needs to be removed. What you can do, if you want a healing, just say, yes, I'll show you. And I'll make it happen. And then you can do it again with me with this. And the disheartened was relating to world consciousness. So something was going on in the world when you were inside the womb that caused this losing confidence. Okay. Daughter has the same surgery. Now, it's definitely a genetic line. Not only did they pick that up. So if we look at, did that, what didn't get resolved that got passed on that caused, yeah, gotcha. Thank you. And in this case, feeling very timid. Very timid. That is through the genetic line. So your daughter to you, from you, it was from your mother. And then her mother, how many generations? You're talking about 9 generations that timid did not get resolved. And it is hooked to the paradigm. A paradigm for women, I think. It's very specific this time. So what we're going to do is that you can do it in your hand. You can do this again. You don't have to do it very many times, just once. But I'm just going to show you. You can take a magnet, a refrigerator magnet, and you will have to write down, or you can put it on a piece of paper and put it on your thymus. And you're going to say prenatal conception demoralized. 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 And I need, there's a string there. Prenatal conception demoralized. So that must be the genetic line. Okay, so you're going to have to do it again because it's the genetic line. So you're going to have to say prenatal. Okay, prenatal. So that one's hooked to this. Prenatal. Wait, do I have to say prenatal? No. Genetics. Timid. Genetic timid. And you have to do that 10 times. Genetic timid. Genetic timid. Genetic timid. Oh, that's like right in that heart space in the back. Genetic timid. I completely lost count. Genetic timid. Breathe. Genetic timid. Genetic timid. Oh, genetic timid. Oh, this is tight. Breathe. Timid. God. I'm just going to keep rolling. Yes, genetics. There we go. Genetics. Genetics timid. Genetics timid. Oh, I lost count. Genetic timid. Genetic timid. There we go. There's genetic timid. Oh, that changes it. Wow. That changed it. Again, she said, yes, please. So that meant that I worked as her. She picked it up. We were connected. Oversoul. Oh, I can't think. Anyways, I need to disconnect. So what I need to do is peanut butter. A lot of pink. There we go. It's yours. Oh, now I've got the spirits going. Good. Which means I also will do a Celtic weave. Get it out of my joints, get it out of my points, and I'm doing it to the rest of my body. Going to reconnect heaven and earth because that was a lot of genetic line. And I don't need yours. I'll get back to you. Oh, yeah. All right, Tammy, I would do Wayne Cook posture. I know that Amy's there. Amy, could you just give her the link, the medicine woman for you.weebly? If you could just type that up. Hey, if you type it up, I'll post it. Note it, pin it. That's it. Oh, good. She said, I felt it. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah. Saja, come over here. Yes. It's still going, right? Because I know that the computer was messing up. No, it's still working. Okay, good. I know that I have to read. Yep. Thank you. Renee. Yes. Wonderful. You have to tell me where you guys are from because I've noticed that I don't know where a lot of people come from. And so people, when, I'm just so curious. Oh, that's 11. I already got it. I'm coming back. Spirit has switched the chords. I'm better. Renee, you're next, dear. What do you want to work on? I don't know for friends, but whatever you want to work on, let me know. I think you wrote something up above. Let's see if will it allow me to go up that high again? Oh, I already talked to you about that, except for we're going to talk about you being stuck. Do you want me to look that up? Oh, wonderful. Okay, Zimbabwe, Africa. Nice. David, if I had the money, I would do Blog Talk, but it costs me around $30 or $40 a month, and I just don't have that. I still got to get my website up. And so it's like, darn, I really wanted to do Blog Talk. Okay, so we're going to talk about, okay, Renee. All right, so here we go. Renee. Oh, Jesus, my God, I got slapped in the face. I just got slapped in the face. Literally, how old am I that I got hit in the face? They're saying something happened to you at 13, and it was a form of a bitch slap, but doesn't mean that it was a physical slap as much as something bad happened. And see, my body wants to go, it's stuck. Just a second. I want to ask, all right, that means I've got to pay attention. Just a second. What are you showing me? This is stuck. So what age did this stuckness happen? 13. And we know it's a form of a bitch slap. So was it a complete shocker? Yes. And you didn't know how to cope. You didn't know how to push past that. You got stuck. So the arrested development. Gotcha. The interacting with the environment. Like, yes, when you're studying and you're doing things, it's wonderful. But at the same time, you have to go into the space of people because you were rejected. Oh, so at 13. Oh, let me see. At 13. What happened at 13 exactly? I can't figure it out. Okay, well, are you saying it now? Or are you going to say this? No, can't figure it out. And it had to related to deficient. So are you repeating, I can't figure it out? And so that's why you constantly are searching, psychic especially, so they can help you figure out what it is that you can't figure it out. So tell me more. Control. Indecision. Disapproval. Unworthy. Is it trapped? No, these are the things I keep experiencing. So this is a story around it. Are you consciously aware of it? No. So this is a unit pattern? No. This is just clues. So a unit pattern. Yes. Show me the unit. Self-centered. Rejected something out of my control, or out of my control. I didn't even have those words. No, I rejected something out of my reality, but something out of my control. And invading energies. So the invading energies is in the central meridian. Something's affecting the central meridian. The gallbladder. So it makes the indecisions. And spleen. Is it lack? No, there's just control issues with you. No, you're seeing control issues in the environment. So when these motions happen and these things happen, you stay there. So that unit goes off. Now, is that what I want to heal? No. This is the pattern. So at 13, was there a time before that? You sure? It was 13. I gotcha. It was 13. 13. Okay, so Renee, if you have any comments, go for it. So you keep reconstructing. So you have to remember, in the right sensory part of our eyes, okay, we reconstruct something. Like we rehearse it, we reconstruct it. It's like, yep, seen that. Oh yeah, see, it's going to happen here. This is how I know it's going to happen, and I got to make that stop. But if I do it this way and I do it that way, is that the referring to? Yeah. And there's a lot of time up here, but that's your coping tool. The problem is it's reconstructed, which means it has no merit like a memory would. And when I asked about the reconstruction, they said yes. And I said, okay, and does it, it started at 13 because you couldn't cope at something. But what was there a memory hook to it when there it is, 1 year old? So this 1-year-old memory is why there's a part of you that has to reconstruct. Now, did you watch this in your environment? Yes, but I was unaware of it. What happened to you at 1? I didn't like what I saw, so I rejected it from my reality. No, that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. So out of that didn't happen. Did you take on a physical symptom? No. Well, that's good. Did you take on an emotional symptom that created not mental? No. I created a personality so that people would be happy. So did you become the comedian? No. The inspiration. So your role in your family, are you what role do you play? Where are you, dear? Did you kind of like feedback, but that's okay. Okay. Self what? Self-guilt. So did you think you did something? So at 1 year old, you took it on that you thought you did something and it was your fault. Wow. I wish I knew what it was, because there's certain things they're not allowing me to see, because this is something that we have to have participation from you, Renee. So you developed an action plan so you didn't have to feel what ever again? Wounded. Your wounded pride. Did you take on this wounded pride? Yes, several times. And I tried to protect every time. And so every time you tried to protect, so did it go in like a bullet? Yes. So what was aimed, what are you pointing at? Worried? And harshness? So these emotions were just all over the place. You took them in. And you didn't know what to do with them. They're still stuck there. Does this make any sense? And do you want those to be removed? Because those can be rolled out right now so that the energetic patterns can be released. Where is she at? All right. Anything particular that needs to be rolled out? Well, we need to help you change your habit, but it's based on paranoia. This is the subtle one. Subtle paranoia is you may not even be aware that you're doing it because it sounds like worry. But anyways, if you decide, is this just so if you decide to do it, then you just say, okay, paranoia. And okay, what to be? Failure, because I didn't say it. Failure. Failure. Okay, that is up on the broadband. That's not right. What do I say? Bandwidth. So if anybody know the timestamp that we started, which would have been about 9 minutes ago or something, then let her know, because I don't know if she lost internet or what. But people are demanding a particular outcome, and your active memory that goes off at 1, and people are wanting a particular outcome. There's always an agenda that somebody has, and I can feel that one. What are you pointing to? Link? And what is that link to? What other people think. So, if you're constantly thinking what other people think, then you're going to have this chaos. See, this one is very dramatic because this is the coping tool. It's all in the environment. It's thrown. This is one where I would say you need hope therapy so we can walk you through all of it. Yeah, I don't know where she went. So, but it's a habit. So habits are harder to break, but it's something that if you see that you're being paranoid, get a rubber band, put it on your wrist, snap it, reward and punishment. Snap it, and then you kiss it, and you're like, I caught myself being paranoid about, and then you flip the script and say, okay, I'm going to be grateful because I've made it 100% this far. So gratitude is that I've received before. So I've done it before. I can do it again. So you learn to be grateful and to help you flip the switch to break the habit. Okay. And right now the world, so you're going to have to do the Celtic weave, the connecting heaven and earth, and the hookup, because you're taking on the world itself. So you're absorbing the world just like you did as a child, and that's not healthy for you. Okay, so hopefully when I see the timestamp, I got to remember to go back 3. So whatever, 3 minutes past that and before the hour, and then I will send it to her when I'm done. I don't know if it'll be tonight. I'll be too whipped. All right, anybody else? Nope, nobody else is. All right, so then we'll just go right into the 1-minute reads and how we do this. And thank you, Angela, for helping. Like she says, I'll just read it. You put the hashtag MWB4, that's number 4, me, M-E, and then your question. Don't be forever because spirit can't read it. Keep it simple. Then it's just right in a row. I don't skip. I go right in a row. Don't ask me more than once because then it screws up everything. And sometimes that pushes my board and then it makes other people miss. Oh, your cousin got married. Well, wonderful. Happy Tuesday. All right, we'll start with Brenda Power. Okay, and if anybody wants to read on YouTube, just say, whatever I said, or just say, please read, or read, please. Yes, please. That's what Spirit says. Good Lord, brain. Okay, so Brenda. The interaction with bullies, apparently you have to do that on a daily basis. They have no clue. That's just okay. When you're working with narcissists and stuff like this, they have no clue. They have to be right. It's always ego. Half the time they don't even know their behavior. It is just bullying. And they usually have a hidden agenda. They want something, so they got to be creative. But if they're straight out a bully, that's just because they are hurt and they just want other people to hurt. And those that use jokes all the time is because they just start secretly, sarcastically assholes. But it's basically they're picking up this world conscious. I don't want to say world. In the U.S., it's there's a lot of thoughts going around, and it's not pretty. And so some people don't go very higher than just, that realm, and you need to rise above it. That's why they're telling you is that, yes, this shit happens, but if you can just hook up to spirit and just say, okay, yep, these projections of all of these fears, all of these things, and you can choose not to believe it. Oops. Grab the right mouse. Jordania Robinson Manser. Hi, dear. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Get on the right page. Yes, I will. Sometimes you get very awkward in, they're going to say, romantic concerns. The awkwardness is based on Okay, it sounds like it's based on a program of like when of dishonor. So it's like women are not supposed to have sex until they're married, or women are don't get pregnant. There's some type of rule or something that's been said that gets you to a point where you feel uncomfortable, that you can't have confidence in your body or confidence in who you are. And that throws you off because you have a voice in your head that tells you that you're doing something that's not right or consciously right. And you need to kick those people out. They don't need to be there in your head. Amy. Wow. So they're showing me that you had a conversation with somebody in the lofty energy, and then you had to hit toe to toe as far as match them to some degree, as far as in order for you to, but you are getting very sick of it. You're not quite there yet. There's still a part of you that says, nope, got to keep this up, because you have an engram, which means everything. Oh, so your engram's rejection. So everything equals rejection. Color blue reminds you of rejection. The cats and their behavior remind you of rejection. Everything reminds you of rejection. And that's the biggest thing that your soul wants to work on is, I got to stop seeing things as rejection. I got to stop feeling things as rejection. I got to stop telling my story that I have to reject this out of my reality in order for me to survive. Kasem? I'm going to butcher it. I'm so sorry. Sadajakesha? Oh, anyways, you're next. It's so funny because there's nothing in my head. It feels like you're supposed to be discouraged because there's nobody there to help you, or nobody there to support you, or nobody. You feel like, and it's like you're not connected. So if you were to just breathe in and out, get connected to that heart, just know by doing gratitude and love and remembering positive things and good things, and ask spirit to do this, then what happens is you're going to start feeling that light of already alignment. You haven't learned how to grasp onto it and to run with it with passion. Because there are days that all of a sudden, it's not that you're bored, because bored means you're like basically you're disconnected from spirit, and then you're forced to get hooked back up into spirit, and then you get incredible ideas. This is I don't know how to grab on. I just don't know. And you do, because I know you've done it. You just have to remember those times. And I think that block is meant to stop you. So just remember those times and overcome it, or tap out. I can't do this. Future, Nicole Bayers. The first thing they say is, I was told many times. Don't know what that is. And they said, then the idea is that how you see things is that you get stressed and things become unstable. Okay. And you're not sure what to do with that, because you have to understand that criticism and feedback are different. And sometimes you have misplaced loyalty. And so those that are giving criticism are the ones that have told you that I know what's good for you. But then consider the source. Just really make sure that they have your best interest of love and hope and joy for you, and not just for their hidden agenda that they got to be right. Susan Bowles, future. Something's burning. So funny, because they're showing me that there's a lot of times that you'll think about the future, and you'll think about the food, and you'll think about, oh, I burnt something. But what you're doing is that it's weird, because I keep smelling, you're like, something's burning. And are you worried? No, you think you're a bad cook. So there's a part of you that sits there and thinks about these things. and confuses yourself about what it is that you want to do. I mean, literally, this is your future. It just keeps saying that it keeps taking away your happy. It's like you have to focus on something negative to take away your happy. Okay, you need to stop doing that because you know, it's not good for you, my dear. It's not good. Renee, yes. Timestamp, can anybody remember? It's 3 minutes before the hour. Okay, 3 minutes before the hour. I was going to look it up and then send it to you, but it was, I can't remember even what 3 minutes before the hour is. So I'm assuming 57 minutes, but yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to jump over here real quick and then come back, and we're going to go over here to Jennifer Osika. You're just doing same shit, different day, my dear. The circles with your family is going around and around and around. Spirit says, you know, you're looking at this and you're doing this and you're developing this, but you haven't really sat down and decided what's your place in this family besides what they put you as. Your soul is asking you whether or not you're ready to move. It literally is like, I should be over here, but I really don't know. And then plus you've been getting new information. And there's a part of you that's kind of getting stronger about what you want, but you go back into old habit. Why do you do that? Because you haven't let go of being irrelevant. And you remain relevant even when they bitch about you. Delinda Haines. First thing in my mind is that you're worrying too much because about a situation and a person, but you're lacking power. And if I ask, why is this happening? And they said, well, you're going through the level of the third chakra and the will to be able to stand your ground, the will to be able to have the courage. And they said, how's that going for you? Do you got the courage to do what you got to do? I feel like you're jealous about something and it's driving you crazy because in a way you don't have enough information. But at the same time, you also need healing towards the outer world. And so that you're doing something in particular that's causing a repeat that makes the situation not pleasant in your head. Doesn't necessarily mean that the situation's bad. It's just that it's not in your head. All right, James Devereaux. You remain stuck because you haven't healed that you are used to being invalidated. Your point don't matter. Go look up invalidated. Notice, has that followed you all your life? Who in your family, and not just blood related, but who, go out a little further, work. Do people invalidate you? If that's the truth, look at how you know it and look how you stand back and go, okay. And then what? They say that they're saying the word buffoon and idiot. I know you're not those things, but did you take on a label that was nasty, that's not nice, and you stayed there because you just assumed that that's what they expect of you? You have a lot of valid points, sweetheart. Okay, but you got to remember, you're not going to be able to get forward until you heal that. And if you want to heal invalidated, hold on. James. I want you to hold R1S. That's right wrist, first position, nice and soft. And you do this, and you put on a scale from 0 to 10, get it down to 0. Don't take your hand away until it's 0. Move your eyes around a bit, but get it out. And do this every time. You've got to start training yourself when you invalidate yourself and when other people invalidate you, and where you need to say, no, I don't need you to disrespect me. And you're going to You need to heal that, sweetheart. That's what makes you stay stuck. Well, Shawn Lawson may. All right. You says you have a rare terminal illness. The pulmonary hypertension is getting bad. What's going to happen, please? Now, I'm not going to give you, say, what's going to happen. I'm going to help you understand that the things that keep that in play, you can choose to address and help your body's innate ability to heal itself. I'm not going to be able to do it all in a minute. There are energy tools that you can, and look up Donna Eden, energy medicine. This woman healed herself from something that was massively bad, and she doesn't have a trace of MS and any of that today. You don't have to feel like there's nothing you can do, because there is plenty. So now we're going to look at what Spirit wants you to know about that. Overtime hopelessness. If you feel hopeless, you can't do something, and over time, and you've tried and you've done and you've tried and you've done, you need to sit down. First thing you should do is every time you feel this way, put your hand here, put it on a scale from 0 to 10 and get it down to 0. Don't take your hand away until it's done. There's a big part that says, I have fear of judgment. And the fear of judgment stuck inside your heart in that area at 1 year old. Because you saw it being flung out like shit when you were young. Okay? You can use EFT. Even though I fear judgment, I deeply and completely love myself. Do the EFT, the emotional freedom technique. Do several rounds. And every time it comes up, you do it until it's gone, because you may have different layers. Your body is in response because your body says, I have these emotions. I need to get rid of these. I don't know how to get rid of these. And it's your body. Understand, illness is because your DNA has had to express itself through an emotion, and now it's asking you to help resolve it. Okay? Thank you, Nicole. That's wonderful. Thank you. You guys are helpful. Thank you. Teresa Perkins. You? So how many people disapprove of you? I don't believe that, but it says that you get people that disapprove of you. Now, I don't know what, but in your younger days, you've started to disapprove of yourself. You're like, oh, they're right. You need to go back. Were they? Consider the source. Because that old belief system that you have to is affecting who you are right now, and you are doing your best to step forward, but this is pulling you backwards. They said the telltale sign is that there's your physical body, it creates an incompatibility, just like Shawn up there, because that's the other thing. You got to heal that incompatibility. And what's causing the incompatibility for you is your values. Okay, take a think about this. What is your values? Your values is what's important to you. And if your values is that it's important to you that you get yelled at, I know it sounds twisted, but for a child, it may be a whole different story. But you have to look at your values. What's important to you? It's important to you to speak up, then you do so. If it's important to you to stay back and say nothing, you may have to change some of those values. Okay? I have to, Shawn, when it comes to repulsiveness, they say that, yeah, it's an emotional thing that's causing repulsion. And so your body is then not, you want compatibility. There it is. Okay, Angela Harris. God, I want a chocolate chip cookie. What the hell? That smells good. Wanting the cravings, wanting things. It's a particular active memory. And they said that at 4 years old, you were, well, that's odd. Some of these cravings are not even yours, or other people's subconscious minds. Like you'll be sitting there and you're craving food and you're like, God, I want something to eat. And it'll be somebody that's sitting next to you. They're the ones that wants the snack. You didn't think of it first. Or you'll be like, oh God, I need to go out and buy something. Notorious is when you go to the stores, and the stores, the energy of the store is buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. Oh, buy this, save this, do this, that. I have to turn that off so I don't, when I go to the stores, I don't overbuy. So you'll have to become aware of that, Angela. And then once you get recognizing it, say, oh, that's not me. This is where I end and they begin. And then you may have to use several tools, but EFT helps out quite a bit. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank goodness, Renee. Thank goodness for replay. You're welcome. Yeah, you can pay for the private reads. There is a deal up above right now. It's $22 for 15 minutes. I may not be able to do it tonight. And I don't know where you live. Time difference, we can figure it out. It's been an exhausting day, but you know, I can still do it. I mean, it's not, you know, but yeah, if you don't want that, then the more time you ask for, the less it costs. Just know that that's on my under services, under my fan page. How do you say that? Shonda Ray. That might be it. Surgery. Oh, sometimes you may have to add, go a little bit further. You getting it or you had it done? That's, but let me just see. Yeah, we got a second. Shonda, can you tell me if that was a Shonda, did you surgery? You're going to have it done or you had it done? I'm just curious now. Oh, okay. So she's getting it next week. Well, what do you want to know about it? Okay, so if you're getting it done, I'm going to tell you have some frozen, hit the timer. You have some frozen meridians. That's why you have to get it done. The meridians that you have right now is the liver and the lung meridian. Those two meridians are frozen, which causes a disruption in the rest of the meridians. What kind of surgery are you getting done, dear? Because you need to get a refrigerator magnet, one like, if I can reach it, one like this, just a regular refrigerator magnet, because you're going to end up using both sides on your source point. We're going to get those energies moving. Okay. Liver and lung. And okay, here we go. Right there. Oops, Brenda, get your finger over there. The big toe and the middle toe. Okay, follow the bones down until it comes to a peak. That is liver 3 source point. You have them on both of your feet. Use a magnet back and forth on top of those, and then you need to rub them 30 seconds. Well, 30 seconds. 30 times. Just rub them 30 times so that it starts to get the energy moving in that meridian. We'll unfreeze it with the magnet, and then you get the energy moving. The lung... Well, that's interesting. Anyways, the lung, understand, here's your thumb. Go all the way down and right at the crick. See that? Yeah, right on the crick. That is lung. Okay? And that is heart. Interesting enough that if you were to rub this, okay, but don't rub it until you use your magnet on it, back and forth. Even if you don't have one, use your hand. It's fine if you don't have one. Your hand is magnetic too. Got it? Okay. Then you rub it. Give it a good 30 times. Both wrists, just like both feet. Get those energy moving. And then we'll flip the switch. And then your body will start to get it in. Done. Okay. So... Oh, she didn't tell me what kind of surgery. All right. So anyway, There's lots you can do even after the surgery to get the energy moving, to repair yourself quickly. Oh, Shawn, oh my God, no way. 22 is my angel. Number NI, has been shoved down my throat intensely past few years. All of my parents and parents also died of. Dang. Oh, so you have to work with that number. You have a big message on that. Oh, okay, Shonda. Well, here's what are you getting the surgery on? Because let me tell you, a lot of times asthma, is it bronchial or in the throat? Because what I've noticed for me is that because my liver decided it doesn't want to work properly, because of all the anger, all of the stuff from my genetic line. Okay, so that's one reason I put on fat, is because my liver couldn't process. And the one thing that I've noticed with the liver is that when the meridian starts to act up in my liver, I can feel it right here. And it'll kick into the lung, and then it'll kick right here. And it's always like right in the pit. It's like, and or it'll bubble, and I can hear it in my bronchioles. And it's like, geez. And I can always tell, and my small intestine will do it too. And I'm sure you have a whole combination of units of meridians that does this. But that's one reason why I took acupuncture or acupressure, and I started doing source point healing. And that is to find the actual source points, the sting points, and very specific connection points, and start rubbing those. But I would muscle test, and then I'd find out which one, so I don't have to use all of them. That's going to be a course I'm going to be doing, so you can not have to deal and be this big bag of health issues. Sarah Louise, yes. And she is next. And 1 minute. Sarah Louise. It's always, wow, they just say it resonates with others. Other people's resonate? No, resonate with others. What does that mean besides getting what I resonate with others? All right, well, if you resonate with others, what? And then you obsess about it. So you must overthink. That must be it. Lack of power. Okay, so you overthink because you have the lack of power. What happens? So you lost energy in your fifth chakra in the back because of the will. So you don't have the will to choose. Therefore, it becomes a lack of power. And then so you have several little crossings. So you expect them to be there for you. They expect you to be there for you and be there for them, and then they for you. So it becomes a mirror. And so you're getting a lot of energies that are chaos, and they are traffic jamming energy in here. Peg O'Neill says, oh my God, what you just said about fat and liver is me. I have been putting on weight with the whole, yeah, and it's amazing. You can have great cholesterol, but if you're putting on weight, and then your triglycerides are going to be out of control. But if you understand that it's about energy, that's all you're made of is energy, and vibrations and frequencies of emotions are energies, and they can get lodged. Okay. So you're thinking, okay, anger and liver. Well, anger does not have to be put in the liver. Anger is labeled on the liver meridian that goes from the inside of your big toe straight up your leg and then under the breast. But they're all connected. So when something's off, it'll affect other areas. Like sometimes I'll have an earache, and I don't have them often, but I'll have like an earplug, and then I can tell that the immune system, so I'll look, yep, sure enough, my triple warmer went off, and it's like I'm stressed, and then my spleen just like, oh, I don't have the strength to fight. And I'll rub the source points and a couple other points, and all of a sudden my body starts to correct itself. Okay. When it comes to the liver usually, when you look at liver, it usually is connected with the small intestine, where you either feel abandoned or you need to abandon. And those two can begin to argue. Now, gallbladder, wow, major indecisiveness. But yes, start tracing the meridian, the liver meridian, start tapping it, use the magnet on it. You don't do it every day, but just basically, if you can get your source point, which is liver 3, you can begin to do a lot of energy moving. My husband will get, a headache, and it's like, okay, come here. And, he lets me do it because I get to practice on him. But I just muscle test, figure out which ones he needs, and because there's so many different points. And usually it'll boil down to maybe just 3. And then I just rub, and then I wait. He'll say, big fat 10. That's a 1. I'll go, Either I wait and it finishes, or I go back and I find out which it is and rub it again, and it's gone. So he doesn't ever have to take any drugs. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Well, like I said, I think I'm supposed to be doing subscriptions and stuff like this, so that there's different categories and different things that people can get, and that's coming. Thank you. I'm going to love going back and rereading these. That helps. You have water in your legs. Okay, so the water is not moving. So Lisa hip. Okay, so you heard what she said physically. And when you look at the water, they said, well, if you look at the water, then what you have is that you have self-imposed limitations. You don't allow yourself to do something. And it literally, oh, wow, I hear sloshing. So it must be the sloshing of the water. So the water retention, the water in the legs have everything to do with the kidney. It's like, it's funny, you keep bumping into people that have no empathy, but your body is the one that's responding to them. I don't know if you're aware that they are, but your body responds to them. So then your feet feels like cement. With these people, do you become an I-it, meaning they're more important to you, you're just an object to them, and you're just the means to get something done, because your body is not happy. That water retention is happening because of something that happened at 3. And I'm just going to have to fix this. Okay, finish this. What organs are involved? Lung and stomach. So you're not able to take these deep breaths that you want, and to take a leap in life, which the lung is very important for the oxygen and all of that to flow. The other part that says is that you worry. So you got lung and or self-imposed limitations and worry. Those two affect the kidney, because it goes back to no empathy. You're bumping into somebody that has no empathy. Hopefully this will make sense to you guys. Okay, so just take you. That's why it's so important that I teach this. Use healing tools to knock that frequency out of whack. If you're like it says here, if you worry, you can make it stop. Oh, is that going again? No, everything's working. Okay, so emotions make us sick. Trapped emotions, not something we're just feeling. Those emotions you're feeling right now are all based on that you had them. They were markers for the events from the past. Thank you, Anya. Yes, and we pray that you do too. All right, I'm going to go. And thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for continuing, the support and trying to get me out there. And it helps out. And because I know I have a purpose and I want to continue doing it. Look forward to new classes that are coming. There's a medicine lodge that I'm building. And it's all going to come together. Oh my goodness. See, Lisa, that is held in the body. Your body, listen up, people. Your body consciousness knows you more than you'll ever know yourself. And body consciousness will sit there and make bring it up saying, can you heal it now? Can you heal it now? Can you heal it now? And all we do is keep stuffing it down, because nobody ever taught us that we can sit there and use our own body to kick in the innate healing, to use our abilities or tools, resolving tools, to help resolve those active chemical peptides. And when you resolve those emotions, which are the chemical peptides, those calm down, your thoughts calm down. When those calm down and your thoughts calm down, your body goes from stress to rest and digest. And if you can't get there, then we use another tool to get your body to rest and digest. But we're made of energy, and we need to really know how to step it up. All right. I love you all. Guess what? Stay blessed.